Okay, folks, you should be able to hear me. I picked up a new webcam totally by accident. So we're doing another live stream test. We are doing this from my Umatilla location, which has had upload issues as I have been messing around.
Welcome to the stadium for today's ball game.
So this is my time travel league that I play offline, and it's you get 20. You pick 20 players. I picked 20 players of each of the original 16 franchises. Then I held a draft via random draw, and this is what it came up with. I'm playing as the Athletics out of Philadelphia. I just go by team name because if you use the same city name in Strat, you have to put an A or an N by it, so I just call them by their nickname. So it's the Athletics and the Yankees, and this is a game in the middle of May. The Yankees have underperformed. The Athletics were second, but now they're down to about 500, about fourth place. So we'll go through the lineups for the A's, and I'm gonna have to change this. I'm gonna put McGuire at first and Jimmy Fox at third. The computer loves to do this, but I can do that when they take the field. So Mickey Cochran's leading off. So far on the year, he's hitting .245. The pitcher is Dennis Martinez, El Presidente. The Yankee defense, Mantle, DiMaggio, and Roof, Nettles, Rodriguez, Mattingly, and Gehrig. Martinez is the pitcher, Dickey is the catcher, and let's go. This is a 3-9. This is going to be a double to center field. And the game's moving a little bit slower because it's being streamed, and Cochran is on second. And here's Mark McGuire. Big Mac has been having a little bit of luck so far this year, batting out of the two-hole. He's .217 though, 4 homers, 11 RBIs. Let's see what he does here against Dennis Martinez. Here's the 4-6. It's going to be a fly ball to right. And 60%. I'm going to try to move Cochran to third. Cochran thinks better of it. So runner at second with 1 out for Jimmy Fox. Double X, 228 on the year. 4 homers and 12 RBIs. Here's the pitch to him. It's a 5-6. Single to left. And we're going to hold Cochran at third because somebody's got a good on him. That's Mantle. And with the single to left, that puts runners at the corners for Earl Averill. Averill on the year, .313. So he's been one of the main drivers for the A's, playing at a Shy Park. Everybody gets their own park, so the Phillies are in the Baker Bowl. That's another one thing that I have as a rule, is that each team's going to get their own park. And here is the pitch. It's a 3-2, and that's a line out. You get as many outs as you possibly can with that, and that retires the side. Nobody scores in the first inning for the A's. Yankees are coming up. Now let me do my defensive switch. Computer likes to put McGuire in at third, even though his fielding is atrocious. If you put Fox at third, it will be a little better. The lineup for the Yankees is out Rodriguez, Don Mattingly, Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Joe DiMaggio, Mickey Mantle, Bill Dickey, Greg Nettles, and Martinez is pitching, and he bats ninth. In our league, the pitcher hits. So A-Rod up. The defense for Philadelphia is Simmons, Henderson, Averill. The infield, Fox, Phillips, Richardson, and McGuire. The left side of the infield is going to be trouble because I got 2 4s. Cochran is your catcher. Eddie Plank is your pitcher. He's 3-0, 2.14 ERA. He's given up 2 gopher balls. And you know A-Rod loves to hit 1 out. It's a 6-3. It's going to be a fly to left. We'll see if this is going to be trouble. And it doesn't look like it's going to be. Your fly ball 2. I guess that would be like a fly ball B. And Simmons making the play. There's 1 out. Here's Don Mattingly. It's a 2-9. Right to Richardson. Hardy Richardson, not Bobby Richardson of the Yankees. So you do see players from other teams playing on these 16 teams. Now we go to the Bambino. 326 on the year, 9 home runs already. I haven't been following the stats, but he's got to be close. This is going to be a fly ball B. Averill should get underneath it. And that'll do it for the Yankees. We have no score going into the second. Here's Al Simmons. Simmons on the year, 3.01. By the way, Martinez pitching so far, 0-2, 4.56 ERA. He's given up 29 hits in 24 innings pitched and given up 4 home runs. And Simmons is going to have a 6.9. There's going to be a ground ball, shortstop X. So you have about a 20% chance of a hit or an error, and that does not materialize. A-Rod's going to make the play. He's a 2 shortstop. And if you're unfamiliar with Strat, fielding is generally done, and Hal Richmond had done it for many years just by himself, based on his personal observations. If you are a 1, you're excellent. If you are a 5, you are terrible. So Ricky Henderson, not a great fielder, as I have been learning playing this athletics, playing the athletics in the time travel league. 200 on the year. He has been struggling. Let's see what he can do. It's a 3-7. It's going to be a walk. So start your engines for Mr. Henderson. As Hardy Richardson's at bat, we're going to try to steal the base. And he was shoot back to first by Martinez, but we're going to try to steal anyway. He's safe. Mattingly plays second, by the way, because at one point in his career, Mattingly did play second. He was a left-handed second baseman, which is very, very rare in Major League Baseball to see that. So Hardy Richardson, who is 239 on the year, no homers, 6 RBIs. That's a 4.10. That's going to be a line out. Rodriguez didn't have to move. So with 2 outs, it's now down to Tony Phillips, a versatile player. Played in late 80s, early 90s, and he gets whipped by Martinez. So no score for the Athletics in the second. We go to the bottom of the second, no score. Up to bat is Lou Gehrig, 3.18 on the year in the replay. Blank has pitched well. He's only 2.05 on the year. Maybe a future version of Strat has it, which I don't have right now. A fly ball to right, and Averill makes a put out. But I would love to see whip and OPS added to Strat, the computer game, in terms of because that's what I go by. I look at one stat. I look at the whip of a pitcher and the OPS of a batter. I look at that first and foremost. But anyway, where have you gone, Joe DiMaggio? Well, he's doing very well in this league. 433, 2 homers, 13 RBIs. This is a 4.8. That's going to be a whiff as we go through the scores. You can see them. I don't know. Well, yeah, I set up this shot so you can see me and you can see the out-of-town scoreboard. We'll go through the stats before league stats before we go the Mick and see how Mickey is doing this year. 214, 2 homers, 13 RBIs. Oh, Mickey, what a pity, as Tony Basil once sang. And that's going to be a strikeout for Plank, and another hitless inning for the Yankees. Let me just check shot real fast before I start the third. How's everybody doing? Yeah, I know you're seeing 2 of me right now. And let me just see if anybody is in chat. I don't know how this is going to look. This might be a very bad stream in terms of my upload speed. And I'm not seeing any issues, so let's continue. Eddie Plank, the pitcher, now hitting. And another problem with Stratomatic is you don't see how he's doing on the year. Should be a K here, you would think, and it is. 1 down for the A's in the third. Here's Mickey Cochran. A 4.9. That's a put out to Mattingly. And that's the second out. Mark McGuire. That's a 3.9. He's going to get on with a walk. See if I can see what the... Can't really see the stats. Well, you can see the stats, but it's just... See how many times he's gotten walks. He's 3, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, it looks like. Yeah, about 13, 14 walks, somewhere around there. Jimmy Fox, 237. He's only seen 6 walks. That's a 6-6. And that is a home run probability, but he rolled the tactile dice is an 11. That's going to be a put out for DiMaggio. And we are scoreless still after 2.5. Bill Dickey up. That's a 2-5. And that's an out by Phillips. Craig Nettles, number 8 hitter, is hitting 236 on the year. We didn't get the stats for Bill Dickey. Line out. Right to Hardy Richardson. So now the pitcher hits Dennis Martinez. No ballpark factor, which may be an error. I will check into that. They're both 0-0. I might not have set Yankee Stadium up for play. So we'll fix that after the game. But I'm only going to be streaming this game. So we go to the... No, we haven't changed innings yet. We're still 2 outs in the third. Here is Rodriguez, and that's a strikeout. So no score after 3, I beg your pardon. We do play the conventional old school extra innings, by the way, if we are tied. A 6-6, and that's another 20-sided die, which is going to be a 14. That's a 5. On his power chart, so that's 1 gone, and that was Earl Averill. Simmons up, a 1-6, that's a single to left. So he is on, and at 65%, we're going to see if Simmons can get his run on. Runner is held, so Ricky Henderson, 5 stolen bases for him this year so far. 2-11, that's a grounder to third. It's going to be a slow grounder, so they get the force at second, and that's it. We're 2 outs in the fourth. We have Hardy Richardson. It's 1-6, ground ball shortstop to A. That's a hard ground ball. And that's the third out, so we go to the bottom of the fourth, still scoreless. Don Mattingly. Now at 2:04 on the air. That's, snake eyes. That's a line drive maximum outs available out. Mattingly was injured on the play because if you roll like a 2 or a 12, that could happen, and he's going to be able to shake it off. Back to the Bambino with a 322 clip now. He hit 6-6. That's going to be a single to center field. A's will look for the double play, but they have a very dangerous hitter in Lou Gehrig. Just say the weather is crappy and there was a strong wind coming in, and the hitting conditions are very poor. That's a 5-5. That's going to be a K. Eddie Plank so far with 4 Ks in the game. Now Joe DiMaggio. It's a line out to Phillips. So the Yankees get their first hit, but that's it. We go to the 5th. No score. Here's Tony Phillips. Grounded to first, a little bit slow, but Gary's going to be able to throw to the pitcher covering for the out. 1 out, top of the 5th for Eddie Plank. Now this is off the pitcher's card, so we might see him get on base here. There's about a 40% chance of it. It's a grounder 2 to the first baseman Gehrig, but again, second verse, same as the first, as Gehrig throws to Martinez to get the second out in the 5th inning. Mickey Cochran leading off, and that's going to be a ground, and Gehrig is going to have 2 assists and a put out in that inning. So all the balls went to him. Mickey Mantle up. 212 on the year now. Just 2 homers, but he's an RBI producer with 13. And this is going to be a fly ball right field X, which means there's a chance for an error here. And there's going to be an error. It's going to be a 1-base error. it looks like, as Avril's going to misplay this. So the first error of the game goes to the A's. Bill Dickey up. It's going to be the hit and run. And that's going to cause an out. Dickey was out. Mantle moved up to second. For Greg Nettles, a 5-7. Fly ball left field. It's going to be the second out. And Martinez up. That's a 3-9. That's a hard ground ball to first. And first baseman McGuire makes the put out. So through 5, we have no score. This might be a long stream. McGuire up. This is a 2-8. Fly ball to left. That's an out. Jimmy Fox, double X. A 4-9. Fly ball to right. The Sultan and the Swan underneath this. And there are 2 outs. Earl Averill, up 4-11, fly ball to right. The Bambino gets back-to-back putouts, and we go to the bottom of the 6th with no score. Yankees only have 1 hit to this point. Plank has been pitching well. 1 walk and 4 Ks. To A-Rod, a 2-6. That's going to be a walk off the pitcher's card. No, off the hitter's card, I beg your pardon. Mattingly, 2-6, grounder to first. It was a slow grounder. And they went for the out at the second, so Mattingly's going to be on board. Here's Babe Ruth, 5-4. That's going to be a fly ball B to right field. Averill will make the put-out. Over to Lou Gehrig, the Iron Horse, single to right. And Mattingly's going to hold it second. A clutch situation for Plank. As Joe DiMaggio steps up. About 5-3, that's a K. So the Yankees get their second hit, but we still have no score. It's 0-3-1 for the A's and 0-2-0 for the Yankees. Al Simmons. I wonder if they called them out. Line shot to Rodriguez. And we have 1 out. Over to the Hen Dog. And this is going to be hit to left center, and this is going to be a double. Bounced off the wall, a 2-base hit. So you don't make the first and last outs at third base, so this with 1 out, I'm going to try to get the lead here and have Henderson steal third. He's in there safely, so that's another stolen base for Ricky Henderson. I think he has 2 today. So we have a runner at third with 1 out. And we got to get him in. If the pitcher comes up, I'm going to have him hit. Because I want to keep my stud out there. Artie Richardson is a 6-4. That's going to be a fly ball X to center. A 9.5% chance of an error. Get an error, we got the lead, and we do. It's going to be a 2-base error as DiMaggio is going to misplay it. And that's a 2-base error. Richardson at second. Tony Phillips now up for the A's. This is a 6-3. It's going to be a fly ball X to right. Got a 27.4% chance that this will be something positive for the A's, but it's not going to be. Roof, a very highly rated right fielder. And we're going to try to move Richardson to third. He's in there safe. Problem is we have Eddie Plank up as the hitter here. We want to keep him in because he's been pitching well so far. This is going to be a 5-11, a first base X. 39.6% chance something good happens, and something good is going to happen. That's going to be a base hit. That's going to bring in the second run, so the pitcher aids his cause, and it's 2-0. Mickey Cochran. And we're going to bring in, the Yankees are going to bring in Rube Benson. as a relief pitcher. So far in the year, this is his first game. This is the first time he has been used in this season, which is a little less than a quarter of the way through. We play 154 games. The best two teams will play in the World Series. We do not do championship rounds or wild card rounds or anything like that. The old school. This is a 6-12. This is going to be a fly ball to right, and Root is going to be underneath it. And it's 7th inning stretch time. So sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" by yourselves. Name the shortstop of the 1934 St. Louis Cardinals team. I'm going to say Frankie Frisch. Leo DeRocher. Okay. He and his wife Lorraine Day was at a racetrack. Yeah, the AC, when the AC comes on, it gets very quiet, so I can just talk to you in hushed tones. They went to a racetrack together, or a dog track, and Lorraine Day had the page, Leo DeRocher, and she said she gave him a nickname that was the long form of BS. So you just hear paging Leo DeRocher. All right, back to the game. Well, Mickey Mantle, and this is a chance card, triple. But it was a 10. He needed a 5 or less, so that's one out. As Averill makes to put out. Here is 5-3. That's a K for Bill Dickey. Greg Nettles, 5-3. That's another K. So Plank pitching well. We go to the 8th. It's 2-0. 110. McGuire with a K. As you see the scores come up here. Red Sox are leading the American League, but they're trailing big today to the Washington Senators, 8-1. A 5-7 ground ball C, and that's another out. Earl Averill, I think, was the mayor of Snohomish, Washington. That's a K. So we go to the bottom of the 8th, 2-0 A's. They played in a series not too long ago, and the A's won 3 out of 4. And we're going to have Derek Jeter come in for the pitcher. So they will go to a new reliever as we go to the 9th. And here's Jeter, the captain, a 1-8. That's going to be a single to center. Over to his playing mate A-Rod. The runner at first. That's going to be a ground ball C. Runner will move up. Jeter. Good base runner, but not really a steal threat. Don Mattingly. A 2-7, that's a line out to third. And now it's up to Bambino for the Yankees to get something going in the 8th. A 3-5, that's going to be a pop up to second base. Richardson running, and he'll make the put out. And we go to the 9th. It's Dick Rudolph who is going to come on for the Yankees. He has 4-0 so far this year, 1.26 ERA. 14 innings pitched, 13 hits, and his whip will be kind of close to one with the 5 walks. He's given up 1 homer this year. Al Simmons, a 5-6, that's going to be a K. Back over to Ricky Henderson, who is now hitting .219. A 6-5, fly ball to left. Mal should get this. He does. And now hard Richardson. Ground ball A. Mattingly played well at second base despite not being accustomed to it. Last chance for the Yankees now, bottom of the 9th. 2-0. 2-5-1 for the A's and 0-3-1 for the Yankees. Here's Lou. Can't win it by himself. That's a 2-4. That's a whiff. And that is now 6 Ks for Eddie Plank. 2 walks, 2 hits. He has pitched a marvelous game. Here is Joe DiMaggio. The 1-4 is going to be a line out. And the A's are 1 out away. It's going to be up to Mickey Mantle. A 2-9. It's going to be a walk. So Bill Dickey, I never got around to giving you his stats. He's .319 on the year, 4 homers, 17 ribbies. That is up to date. But he is over 3 against Eddie Plank. We're going to roll the dice. literally, and see if we can get that third out, and we're going to get that third out. So, 2-5-1 for the A's, 0-3-1 for the Yankees. A low-scoring game with treacherous conditions. I would give the player of the game to Ricky Henderson, went 1 for 3. Although Plank probably should get it because he went the distance, struck out 8, walked 3. So there you have it, folks. This was just a very brief live stream test. And I will bring myself up on cam. There you go. Yeah, I totally got this camera by accident. I didn't think it had arrived. I was doing a little house sitting for my buddy in Leesburg, and I didn't think it had arrived. So I reported it missing, and they gave me a refund. And then when he came back from vacation, there it was. So I wound up getting a webcam that totally works for totally nothing. Not that I'm suggesting those of you try to get free stuff on Amazon that way, but it just happened. And if they have an issue with it, they can get a hold of me. So that's it, folks. This was our live stream test. I'm curious to see how it went, and I'm going to go take a look at it right now. We will be with you Thursday night with the Omnibus Golf Tour from Palm Springs, final round action. We did a live stream test of the first round about a week ago. We'll show you the fourth round. We'll show you how that ended. And then the following week, we're going to show you the action from Summerlin Golf Course in Las Vegas. Final round coverage of that. Then next week, we should be getting into the Alt NFL of 1970. Here's the logo for that. See? Something new. Something new. So I hope you enjoyed the action, such as it was. This was more of a test than anything else. This has been Big Paulie coming to you. Godspeed, God bless. You're going to see my smiling face for a couple of minutes as I fumble around here to stop the stream. Hope your April 28th goes well. And bye-bye for now, everybody.